the whole family? Come down to the Toucan Mall in Amelia's Ward, Linden. It's the mall that has it all. We have great food, a relaxing atmosphere, and activities for all ages. Tennis, swimming, and a playground. But the fun doesn't stop after dark. There's even a bar and an arcade. And if you aren't ready to go home yet, we've even got a spacious room for your comfort, complete with air conditioning, Wi-Fi, and a private bathroom. The Toucan Mall can also facilitate your event in our spacious conference hall. We also have a theater with films for the entire family. It's the Toucan Mall located in Amelia's Ward, Linden.
Alrighty, a very good evening to all of you, my friends and relatives and well-wishers, and all of you who are looking at our program. Welcome. This is a live program once again. Welcome. Happy holidays to you. Today is a big day in America. It's Thanksgiving Day, and at Thanksgiving, you could look up the meaning of it, I guess. This is a big turkey day in the US. And in other parts of the world, everybody celebrates Feast of Turkey. You know, the turkey and the pumpkin pie or sweet potato pie, the collard greens. I remember when I used to have that in Alabama. Cornbread. You know, it's a big feast. You know, like we have Christmas dinner now. The Thanksgiving, I think, is a bigger holiday and feast than Christmas in America and in other parts. So happy Thanksgiving to all of you celebrating Thanksgiving today, and I hope that that your turkey is not too hard, and you have good gravy, and you know, you leave some turkey for me, right? Only thing is that you gotta leave veggie turkey for me, okay? And there is turkey and there's veggie turkey, and it does taste good. All right. I was I was being teased by my staff today, and some of the clients that came today to see me about my shirt, because you know this is the crazy season of politics, and you know I thought of the shirt and I said, you know what, I can't wear this shirt today because the people who are not so smart, or who were locked into the stupidity would think something about my shirt. But let me tell you something, I can wear any color shirt I want, anywhere that I want, and I know why I wear my shirt, and it's my shirt, right? So if you're a poor with my red shirt, I'm sorry about you, but this is Christmas season, and Christmas is green and red, and I just choose to wear the red because the red is brighter, and it really celebrates Christmas. Okay, so all of you crazy heads out there, my shirt doesn't represent any political party. My shirt represents me, and it represents the season, the holiday season that we're into. All right, thought I'd get that out of the way, so that you wouldn't have any warped minds thinking anything. Okay. Talking about politics, you know, I gotta. And by the way, you can talk to your friends about the recipes I give out this time of the season of the year. In front of me, I've got the pepper pot, the black cake, and the veggie garlic chunks recipes in front of me. I also have them in the studio, but I don't know if we're going to be able to get them to show on the screen as yet, so you can write them down, you know. But I walk with a copy just in case, and it's a good thing I did, because we may have some technical difficulties, and you know, I gotta read them out to you. But getting back to the subject, I understand that we have many political parties that have started, and I think there's another one that's going to be launched tomorrow. This one I learned has to do with the religious aspect of the society, and um, I don't have a problem with anybody starting a party. I have a problem with other things. Okay, I have a problem with people promising uh, the citizens all sorts of things just to win them over, and then when you get in there, you forget about them until the next time comes around. You get that all the time, right? It's happening now. Okay. Um, Let me say this to you, and some of you might not like it, but that's okay. We all are entitled to our own opinion as long as we're not treading on the wrong path. I hear a lot of talk about developing Guyana, and I've heard this over the years many times, and I've looked keenly at what aspect of Guyana is being developed. And in my mind, we're lacking. We have been lacking, and we are lacking badly, because my opinion about developing a country is not developing a physical state of the country. That's part of what you need to do as a structure of government. When you talk about developing a country, you cannot develop a country until you develop the people. Okay? You've got to put people on a path that they can develop themselves. Unless you develop people, you can have the country and everything in the country down there. If you don't develop the people, then all of that is useless. Right? So in order for me to agree with you developing any country, particularly this country, I want to see you developing the people that live in this country. Then I'll say you do something. Right? And then, how do you maintain what you develop? I am concerned about that too, because when I look at the foundation of development as a result of your talks about developing a country, I look at the foundation as those people who did it already, those elderly people, those veterans, those public servants who retired, the pensioners, you know, those are the people who really were responsible for a lot of where we are now. Not the government, the people. Right? Government facilitates. And I'd love to see that more. But people are the ones that make things happen, not government, people. Right? Now, when we talk about the foundation, when I talk about the foundation that sustains the development, because if you develop and you don't sustain what you develop, it's going to crumble. And we see it all the time. Okay? When you talk about that support mechanism that keeps your country developed, to me, you have to make sure that the people who did it, those pensioners, those ex-military people and police officers who were good, you know, all those people who, the teachers that are retired, the nurses and doctors who did their job and helped to create those avenues. How you sustain them, how you help them to maintain themselves, has a lot to do with your sustenance when you develop something. That's my philosophy. It doesn't matter if you like it or not. It's just mine. Okay? If you agree with me or not, that's okay. Right? But when I look at the pensioner, and I see that pensioner struggling to sustain himself off of an income that they've already worked for over the years, now they're having the benefit come to them. When I see them not able to put food on the table, when I see them not able to buy medicines to take care of themselves, and we do a lot to help them, we give a lot, okay, I tell you that. We have to, you know, to recover, but we give a lot, okay? When I see those people not able to afford to pay electricity and water, you know, and their powers are cut off and they can't buy food in the supermarket to sustain themselves. That is where the downfall is, because if you cannot help those people to sustain themselves, then you cannot sustain what you develop. That's my philosophy. So when you talk about promising all these things, and you know, you've got to look at that aspect of your development and your society, that you can help them to sustain themselves, so that they can help to sustain your economy, your structure, because that is the pillar. Those were the pillars that help to develop your nation. And if you cannot help those pillars to sustain themselves, then you're going to crumble. I don't care what you tell me. I see it all the time. You know? So, all of you who come along that talk about development and about oil and about oiling and reach them people. Plain talk. Oiling and reach them. Oil money might never reach them. What might reach them is a little sample of oil in a little bottle or something that they could say we got oil. You know? The other thing is, we're talking about oil. The average person in this society will not get a job in the oil industry. Who wouldn't? No. They may not even get a job in a business that spills off from the oil industry. Why am I saying that? I'm saying that because a lot of them have not finished school. They didn't finish high school. They don't have the papers to present to the authorities to be able to qualify for a job in those industries. When you talk about development, you've got to talk about development on every level of society. From the kindergarten to the college. You know? Because many between that time fell out and didn't make it in school. Many persons are jobless. Many persons. They can't even put a meal on the table. And you're looking to government for help. It's not the fault of the government in many instances. It's your fault. You know? You're looking at what happens to structures in our society. One of the problems we have in our society is that we break down things that have been built by previous administrations to start our own. That's nonsense. You know? Get together. What was that building for? What was your plan for that building? And use it. It's done bill already. Convert it to something that it can contribute to the development of the society versus leaving it to fall apart because you didn't build it. All that nonsense got to stop. You know? Every building in this community, in this country, should be utilized that was built by previous persons to do something that make a contribution to the development. It will help to create entities that can create jobs, that can help persons who don't even have a certificate. Maybe they can learn something in a factory that you use it for, you know? Give incentives to the people who belong here. People who born here, that were educated, that are willing to do things here. Give them incentives so that they can come and open industries and give them the same benefits as you give the person who come from somewhere else. That's development for your people. You know what? You've got to put your people first. Guyanese first. Anything else after. Whether Guyanese want to come back and do something, give them the incentives you give the foreigner. Or give them more, because they belong here, they're born here. So when you're talking about development and about this and about that and about partying about this and that, I want to see you doing something for your people, not just people who are in position. The people who walk the streets, who ride their bicycles, who pedal the motorcycles, who drive the taxis. Them taxi drivers looking for jobs they can't find, so they drive a taxi. Some of them probably don't have the education to get a job at certain levels. You know? You're talking about development and you want to govern a country, you facilitate those industries and those persons who have the interests in developing your nation. Facilitate them, look at what they're doing and make sure it's authentic and give them incentives. If you hire 50 people, we give you 2 years tax break. If you hire 100, we give you 5 years. Anything to help them to create or fill the gaps that we have in our society. Crime will go down. Everything will go down. Development will happen. You know, so all of you who come in on board that you want to govern and you want to start parties, get your your mechanism in gear and think about what is needed to develop and to sustain development. Then I'm going to listen to y'all. A bunch of y'all don't have nothing to tell me. Can't tell me nothing because you come in looking for a place in the sun. Many of you. And then when you do what you do, put square pegs in square holes. Not wrong holes in square pegs or square pegs in wrong holes. Put people on the job who know what to do with the job. Yes, and don't forget those who help you to get where you are. Because plenty of y'all do that. When you get your power, you forget about them little people who help you to get your power. Right? This is a little politics I'm talking about. We're getting into the health thing soon. You know? So all of you looking at my shirt, this is Christmas. It doesn't mean nothing more but that. I wear it because it's Christmas. Not because of any party or nothing. Season. Christmas season. That's what it is. Right? Today is Thanksgiving. I wish you well. Have your nice dinner. You know, if you're going to eat turkey, enjoy the turkey. Make sure you detoxify when you're done. Kill the worms and all that. Right? Now, I have I've been talking about organic farming. Okay? I've spent a lot of time talking about the fact that we need to get away from all these chemicals and utilization of so many of the wrong things to produce the foods that we have to eat. And a patient of mine took me up on it. Okay? And I tried to get the information out to you nice on the screen, but we didn't get through it. So I have it on my phone. Right? It's on my phone. And my operator is trying desperately to get it up to you. But listen, I can't really show you everything on the phone, but this is a part, if you can see it. You probably can't see it good. This is a brochure that was put out by the persons, and they're very young, who did the organic farm. Very young people. I admire them. Right? A young couple did the organic farm. And they've got produce, and they got a brochure that is so beautiful, you know, and they have so many things going, right? This is a part of the brochure with a nice shake made from what they use from the farm that doesn't have chemicals in it, okay? They're not using chemicals to grow their foods. This is another brochure. This is a part of the farm that they put in here in a nice little brochure thing, the things that they pick and made brochures out of it so that we can show you. But we're going to have it done nicely so you can see it. But listen, call them. I have a number for them here. Let me find the number. Contact them. They're on the West Coast. Where is the number? Where is the number? It's called Plant Max Farms Incorporated. PLANTMAXX. Plant Max Farms Incorporated. And their address, write it down. Lot 6, Debuff. D-E, like Dan Echo, B like boy, U like unicorn, F like Frank, Lot 6, Debuff, Canal number 2 Polder, West Bank, Demara. So far they have to go to do this? All the way to Canal. And we plan to visit the farm to take a good look at it. I've already had food from the farm. Let me tell you, I bought some lettuce, and I bought, I got some lettuce, I got some pak choy, and I got something else from the farm. And this is a while now I got this stuff. We weren't ready to talk about it yet because I wanted to make sure. I put the lettuce in my refrigerator, right? And I had that lettuce in my refrigerator for 6 weeks. I kept taking a piece at a time to see, you know, to stretch it out to see how long it will last, right? I kept that lettuce in my refrigerator for 6 weeks, my friends, and I could have still eaten it. You tried it with lettuce that you buy in the marketplace. See what happened to the next day, right? 6 weeks in my refrigerator, and I could have eaten that lettuce. No chemicals on it. Yes. Okay? Telephone number 592 670 2872. 670. If you forget the address, write the phone number. 670 2872. This is my way of giving you food that will help you to be sustained without all the chemicals. Right? 670 2872. And they have an email also. Email address. info@ plantmaxfarms.com. info@ plantmaxfarm.com. Listen, make contact with them. And when you eat them things, you tasting like you tasting the difference. You're tasting life in food. Okay? And you need to eat. You're a living organism. You need to eat food with life, with oxygen, with nutrients that's going to help you to live healthy life. You don't need all them chemicals. And this will help the others to get on board. Maybe they should visit to see the luscious farm, right? Because I've seen pictures. I have pictures from them. Okay? You would see what they do. You don't try and copy though. Just maybe learn from them how they do what they do. And grow foods that will be healthy for the nation. We need to be, look, we talk about tourism. This country can produce produce that can feed probably the world. There's so much land here. You talk about tourism and you want to earn money, get into organic farming and you will see what happened to you. People are tired. I just came back from St. Martin. Almost everything is imported in St. Martin, and don't talk about the sickness there. You know, because of the fact that everything has to be imported, mostly, not almost 90% of the things have to be imported there. And they have to be preserved to be shipped. Preserved to be shipped. So you can imagine the chemicals that are being injected or utilized there. And that's just St. Martin. They have other islands that are doing the same thing. You know? We don't have to import half as much as we import here. But we do import a lot. We can export, my friends. The money that we spend importing, we can earn it exporting and more. And we can bring tourists here to purchase and to utilize our farms. Yes, lettuce, tomato, cucumbers, you know, fruits, all kind of fruits. I'm looking at it here. And they had a story in the brochure, right? Iceberg lettuce, red lettuce, purple and green romaine lettuce, green and purple kale, Swiss chard, Asian greens, pak choy, green, purple, and white pak choy. They grow mint, dill, parsley, thyme, and all other things, man. I love it. I love it. There's a whole story on the farm, and you know, they supply, right now they supply food chains, supermarket, retail food outlets, and vendors. They're doing that. So you could be also a part of the persons that benefit from the farm. You could. You could. And help yourself to remove the chemicals that are in you. When I talk about chemicals, my friends, when I scream, you should see what I see. Chemical galore. No kidding you. Right here in Guyana. Chemical galore. From all the pesticides, even DDT, I find in people. DDT, because we're spraying. We're buying stuff and importing it. We imported most of it. I don't think we make anything here like to kill bugs. You know, insect tox probably is also imported. Right? And we're killing these insects and we're breeding the stuff that we're killing the insects. So if you can kill the insect, what do you think you can do with you? Huh? If it's killing the insect, you imagine what it does with you when you breed it. You're breathing it in, and guess what it's doing to your lungs and your bloodstream, your liver, your spleen, your kidney. You imagine what it's doing to you? Destroying you. destroying you. Anyhow, call the farm. The operator can probably put the number on the screen for the farm so you can have it. I know she didn't get her stuff together yet. She's trying to find it. I know my operator. She's trying hard. She's trying, but my internet giving her a hard time. Operator, put this number on the screen. 670-2872. My dear operator. 670-2872 and put farm next to it. Organic farm. Get your... look, they're not paying me to advertise this, okay? And I don't get nothing free. I buy it when I go there. When I order my things, I pay for it, right? But I just want you to benefit from it. It may cost you a little more, but guess what? In the end, it's better for your body. 670-2872, the farm, organic farm, all right? Now let me give out the recipes for the veggie pepper pot. You should got your pens by now, and you should be ready, right? That's going to be on the screen also at some point when she gets through, because she has it in her system. They had a problem here with the internet, and that goes without saying. You know, we have too much of that happening, right? Veggie pepper pot, and you get your vegetarian food from Fiona. Fiona at the health food store, at the clinic in Kitty, right? Veggie pepper pot, half-pound chunks. 1 tin of vegetable steak. 1 choplets, right? You can substitute some of these. But the chunks, the veggie steak and the choplets. 1 half-pound, this is a lot of pepper pot here. Half-pound of chunks, 1 tin of the veggie steak, 1 tin of the choplets. And these tins are coated. They're not just tin. They have vegetable coating on the inside, and the product is safe, right? You have to get some casrip to taste. Okay, you're gonna, get your casrip. 1 ounce of spice or cinnamon. We call it cinnamon, but spice, same thing. 1 ounce, and I like to get the stick, cinnamon stick. 1/2 ounce of clove, right? Orange peel. Simple. Peel the orange and just dry it a little bit. 1 ounce of star aniseed. This aniseed that comes, a big one. You know, my friend Matais have that, I think. Right? Some salt to taste. Pepper to taste. Okay? I like to add broadleaf thyme to my pepper pot. So you get about 6 broadleaf thyme and 1/4 ounce of fine leaf thyme. Right? A little bit of coconut oil to make it look like, when you cook pepper pot with all this stuff in it, you got it all floating on top. Get a little coconut oil. And then you get some sea moss. The sea moss will thicken the pepper pot. Okay, it will give it that nice thick composition. And 2 pints of water. Right? Now what I would do is that you would do your meats first. So that you open your meats and you put your chunks in, you put all your stuff in the pot, right? This is for people who know how to cook. Well, even if you don't know how to cook, you put your meats in the pot first with your water, 2 pints of water. You add your casrip. Don't turn on the fire yet. Don't turn on the fire yet, right? But you strain off all the water for the meat. The veggie meat, not the animal meat, right? You put them in the pot, and you add your 2 pints of water, and you put your casrip in, and you just stir it in. You stir in the casrip there to start, because you can add more as you go along, right? I tell you, I made this stuff already, so I know. And then you would add your don't add no oil yet. The oil is the last thing you add. You put on the fire. You put the pot on the fire. And you cook it slowly, not fast. This pepper pot ain't gonna take hours like the other one. This one can take maybe 45 minutes or so, right? But you put it on the fire. You put it on maybe medium or so, okay? And you just let it simmer. Then you add your salt, taste. You add your aniseed inside, because you want that aniseed to really get in there, right? The thyme is the last thing you add. You add your fine leaf thyme so you can extract that flavor from the fine leaf thyme, and you add your sea moss. Now you can either wash your sea moss raw and add it to the pepper pot, or you can boil the sea moss, get it to be like gel, and then add it to the pepper pot mixture. Okay, I like it that way because then it was already extracted. I got my my jelly-like sea moss, and I can add what I need to get the pepper pot as thick as I want it, right? Because that's what would thicken the pepper pot. Now here's something. You don't understand this, but you may not know, but that sea moss that you add into that pepper pot is so nutritious. It's got almost all of your components that you need in your body in the pepper pot. So when you make this pepper pot, is medicines you're making that taste good. Okay? Then you add your pepper, and then your clove and your spice, and you just let everything simmer down there, simmer. You know, you're gonna add more water if you don't want to, right? But I know you're gonna add because when you smell that pepper pot, you're gonna want to make a whole lot, right? And then you add your broadleaf thyme and your sea moss and your oil, just a little bit of oil that you stir in, and you let it simmer. Let everything just simmer for a total of about 45 minutes, and you cover it down and leave it. You can leave it overnight, no matter, right there, right? You don't get no poison because it's natural, healthy things in the pot. And you would warm this pepper pot every day just like you warm the other one, except that you don't have all that fat and you don't have to deal with all the, other things and so, right? And I'm telling you, when you eat this pepper pot, you're gonna miss the other one. Okay, that's the pepper pot. Now the garlic chunks, I'll give you that one easy because this one is quick. Half pound of veggie chicken and veggie beef. Veggie beef chunks, veggie chicken chunks. You just get that, and you need to do it from now because you gotta soak this thing down in some vinegar. Okay, you cover it with vinegar and water, like equal parts of vinegar and water. You put the chunks in a container. You put your vinegar and water, equal portions, and cover it. When I say cover it, I mean you're putting enough to cover it when you go in there. Now it's gonna float, but in the end it's gonna float. But you want to sit it down for a few days. Okay? But while it's sitting there, you want to add the garlic. You want to either grate the garlic inside or chop it up inside. And while it's curing, you want the garlic to get into the chunks, into the meat, right? Listen. Let me tell you something. There's a difference between meat and flesh. Flesh is from the animal and so. Meat is from the pear and the mango. That's meat, right? So when I say meat, I'm talking about that kind of meat, right? So you let the veggie meat soak with the garlic, the vinegar and water, and you put it there for a few days. I normally leave it to soak for sometimes 3 and 4 weeks, right? So you want to do it now for Christmas. Let it soak down because you want it to absorb the garlic and the thyme. You put some thyme in there. Okay, I put a little thyme inside. Let it soak up everything in there, right? Now Christmas morning, if you want, or Christmas Eve day, like you do normally, you want to drain that fluid out of it. Just drain it out and kind of press it together because it's gonna be like spongy. It's gonna get not hard anymore, and you squeeze it out a little bit, and then you would fry that thing. You get again your coconut oil. You put some in the pan, and you let it simmer down in there. Pour all the chunks and so in there, all the meat inside, and you get some fresh garlic and you grate it inside, and then you add your pepper and you add some more thyme, and just keep stirring that thing. Keep stirring it while it's on the fire at a medium pace. Just keep stirring it. And when you finish that thing, you will know it because the scent you're going to get and the look is going to look kind of golden. You know, golden. The white one will get golden. The chicken one will get golden like, and the brown one wouldn't change. But when you smell that thing and you turn it off and you just let it sit there, you want to do it. I normally do mine dry. I would let it cook until all of it is dried out. All that fluid is dried out, right? Squeeze out as much of the vinegar and water before you put it in the pan, and you just let it cook with you add your pepper, you add your a little bit, maybe a little salt if you want, to taste, not a lot, and then you add your thyme in there. You put your fine leaf thyme and your broad leaf thyme and just chop it up and just turn. And let me tell you something. When that thing finished cooking, and you cover it down and leave that cover over the pot, and you smell it. Oh my goodness. Christmas morning right away. All I do, sometimes I leave that thing for months in my fridge, and I just get a toothpick and I keep taking one out and I eat. It is because it's so precious, it's so tasty, right? That's your garlic chunks. And not beat any garlic pork any day. Trust me, any day. And then the black cake now. Now the black cake is the one that takes a little more time, right? 1 pound of butter, not margarine, butter, right? 3/4 pound of sugar, okay? You could make less sugar if you want, but 3/4 pound of sugar is not a lot for this cake. 1.5 pounds of whole wheat flour, 3 pounds of fruits. The fruits would have already been cured or you bought it, right? 1 pound of soy milk powder. You're not using dairy, soy milk powder. 1 ounce of cinnamon spice. This is your ingredients. Mixed peel. Buy some mixed peel, 1/2 pound of mixed peel. You're right fast. 3 tablespoons of essence. I normally use mixed essence. 1 ounce of baking powder. 1/2 tablespoon of clove. I put clove in my cake, but I put the clove powder. Not clove alone, the clove powder I put in my cake. So if you want, you could either crush it up, grind it, or maybe extract the liquid from it and use that with your soy milk, right? 5 spoons of cinnamon, the small spoon, little spoon, the desert spoon, called the little spoon, right? Okay, now what you want to do is to mix your wet ingredients first. Mix your wet first, okay, all the things that are wet. For instance, you would cream your butter first, sorry. Cream your butter first. Cream it with your sugar, just cream it. And that way you can get your wetness that you need, right? You cream it, you don't put in no water in this thing. You cream in the butter with the sugar, just like you do with cake, right? And then you're adding your fruits, and you keep creaming. You add your soy milk powder, you just mix it all in there, right? The flour is the last thing you're going to add. Why? Because you want to get your consistency, and you're going to use the old-fashioned way. You know when your mother makes a cake, I remember my mother, she used a wooden spoon to store everything in. And then when the cake is ready, she would stick that spoon in that cake, and if it don't fall along, the cake is ready. Not ready to eat, ready to bake. Ready to bake, right? So you mix everything with a wooden spoon, or you get a regular pot spoon if you can't get a wooden spoon, and you mix it in, right? And then you add your dry ingredients, you continue to add your spices, you know, your flour, and then you look at it. You know what, when I mix this cake, and I could make you a serious cake. All these things I'm telling you about is recipes that I put together, right? I could put together a whole book of recipes for you. I put this thing together and we made it. And when you eat this thing, when you eat any of these three, you would never believe that it came from Dr. Haynes' kitchen. Dr. Haynes is a serious baker and a chef too. I can cook. Right? If I cook for you, you wouldn't want to eat nowhere else again. But don't come and let me cook for you because you get hooked and you might want to live at my house. So don't let me cook for you. Anyway, I asked my operator to formulate these recipes for you and have them on the screen. So they're going to do it and they're going to show it to you from time to time until Christmas Day, I think. I think they're going to do that for you. So you can enjoy healthy, wholesome pepper pot, garlic chunks. Tastes better than garlic pork, don't worry about it. And the black cake that tastes heavenly. Right? Trust me, when you eat this cake, and by the way, you can order these things from if you don't feel like cooking it, call Fiona at that same number, the 231 number. Call her and order it for yourself. Order your pepper pot, order your black cake, and order your garlic chunks. If you feel like doing any of this, call her, go there, place your order. You might put some money, that way she's sure you can pick it up. Right? Go in and place your order, and you pick it up maybe the day when we're about to close, because you're going to close off, I think it's the 19th or something like that. Right? So you're going to either make it yourself or call the 231 number, 6477, ask for Fiona. Joy ain't gay because Joy ain't involved in that. Joy can look at you when he come in to see you. Fiona can do that too, but she can look after the food side of things. You know, and then she can help you with the medicines maybe because she's the nurse. right? But if you want to get your pepper pot and your black cake and your veggie garlic pork ordered, write the number down, call Fiona, place your order early because she normally have a lot of people who come to pick up their stuff. Okay? So there you have it. Your, you have your vegetables that you can order from the farm, and then you have your pepper pot, black cake, garlic chunks or garlic, whatever you want to call it, but it's healthy, tasty stuff. Right now, I was absent for a little bit, and I asked my operator to put on the phone so I can answer some of your questions that you might have regarding your health, and we have about a few minutes, 70 minutes, right? 60 minutes and 59 seconds. You can call me if you have a question about your health. Don't ask me about the prayer partners because you can get it again on the screen sometime soon, right? But if you have an issue with your health and you want me to try and help you, you can call me. And there's the first one. Good evening.
Yes, good evening, Dr. Hill.
Good evening to you. And how do you do?
Not too bad, not too good.
Did you taste the prayer pot that I made?
No, I didn't. Yes.
You mean I just made this thing and you didn't taste it?
No, I took down all the ingredients.
You didn't imaginary taste the prayer pot?
No, I waited to the right moment. I'm going to make it. I have to make it.
It's gonna be good. Trust me. It's good.
That's all right.
What's the matter with you? What happened to you?
Fatty liver. But I'm wondering, low carb. What carbs can I know I can't use cassava. Can I use?
Why you can't use cassava?
Because it's that high in carbs.
Cassava? You'd burn that up in no time. Bread is higher than that.
Bread?
Bread is more dangerous than cassava.
Just tell me all that I can use. I can't use rice with it.
Use your provision.
Okay, I don't want everything.
Yes, use it. Use it. Use it moderately and you'll be fine.
Okay, all right.
You could use a little bit of brown rice. A little bit of rice is not gonna hurt.
All right.
That's all you want from me?
That's what I wanted to know. So the other day, and I'm wondering what sufficient.
No, you eat your provision and eat a little bit of rice, eat some pasta, but don't overdo it with the pasta and the rice. But eat your provision.
Thank you.
You're welcome? Anytime.
Thank you.
Happy holidays to you.
Thank you, Doc.
Oops, I think I cut that one off in there, I think I did. Good evening.
Dr. Hill,
Good evening to you, and how do you do?
I'm all right.
Very good. How can I help you?
I just got some advice.
Turn your volume down, and I'm barely hearing you.
But I just come to ask you some advice.
Okay, go ahead. Turn on your volume of your television or move away from it.
Last week, I went to the health center. I got some medication, like vitamin C and this chloroform. But the cold is still there. It's not going away. So I call you to ask for some information. Give me some information on what else to do.
All right, listen. First of all, if you have a cold, don't use any dairy milk. Come off of all the milk. Because milk will make mucus.
Hey,
Okay?
hey,
Secondly, to fight a cold, you need to build your immune system. All right?
hey.
If your immune system is not to par with fighting the virus, it will never go away.
Okay.
So you come off the milk, you want to get you an antioxidant like a high, like 1,000 milligrams of vitamin C. We have it at the clinic in liquid, natural liquid that you can use, and it will help you to enhance your immune system. That way you can overcome the cold. Don't worry about them cold medicine. They help to stop the coughing and so, yes. But in order for you to overcome that cold, you have to enhance your immune system to overpower the virus. Okay?
Yes, sir.
And stay out of the way of the people who are coughing around you until you build your immune system.
All right.
Okay, my dear?
Hey, thank you.
You're welcome, sweetheart. So long. Yeah, man. Your immune system is like the wall. If you build a wall, then it's hardly likely that you're going to get penetrated. Good evening.
Good evening, Dr. A.
Turn the volume of your television down or walk away from it.
Now, television and sit
Walk
up.
away from the
Eh,
TV. You don't gotta watch yourself on the TV.
I am not on the TV. I'm away.
Walk as far away as you can if the phone is a cordless one because the feedback hurts the studio. How can I help you?
I have a situation.
You have a situation?
Have
Looking for a place for the whole family? Come down to the Toucan Mall in Amelia's Ward, Linden. It's the mall that has it all. We have great food, a relaxing atmosphere, and activities for all ages. Tennis, swimming, and a playground. But the fun doesn't stop after dark. There's even a bar and an arcade. And if you aren't ready to go home yet, we've even got a spacious room for your comfort, complete with air conditioning, Wi-Fi, and a private bathroom. The Toucan Mall can also facilitate your event in our spacious conference hall. We also have a theater with films for the entire family. It's the Toucan Mall located in Amelia's Ward, Linden.